keeps us strong. Strong.
Nowhere.
In the red room, stories unwind. Jen and Jules got that open mind. Hearts connect at 10:30. Every Saturday once again. Laughter's bright and tears are real. Nothing here we gotta conceal. Safe and sound right on this stage.
Let's see those juice boxes, y'all.
Page. Red room talk, it's where we'll be. Sharing dreams and memories. Laugh and cry all night long. Jen and Juice keeps us strong. No topics too wild, too taboo. In this space, we break right through. With every word, a bond we form. Warm like the sun after a storm. So take a seat, join the chatter. In this place, nothing else matters. Feel the vibe and let it flow. In the red room, love will grow. Red room talk, it's where we'll be. Sharing dreams and memories. Laugh and cry all night long. Jen and Juice keeps us strong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. Y'all can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We're here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to the matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking that link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode, we talked about the New Year reflection, but tonight we're talking about something a lot of people live with but don't always have language for. Our topic tonight is the cost of being the strong one. Tonight in the Red Room, we have an all-star cast. We have CJ, DJ Slab God, my awesome co-host. We have a lot of vibes, and we have Blue Ninja. Let's find out how the panel feels about strength, survival, and what it really cost always being the one holding it together. Before we get started, all that I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to let them in the box to introduce themselves, and then we will get started. If you're on the show, get in the box. If you're not on the show, do not get in the box. Say something so I can see if I can hear you.
Toast.
Okay.
It's all right. Jill. Kidding.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. We are here today with DJ CJ Slab God. We have a lot of vibes, and we have Blue Ninja. But first, of course, because we are polite here in the Red Room, we'll go ahead and let Lara introduce herself. And don't fix your face. Fix your face. We polite here. Ladies first.
I'm on vibes. That's really all I have right now. That was it.
You know what? I'm gonna help her out because we do have a little something we cooking up. We've been cooking it up for a while, but I think the way this year is starting off, we need to bring it real quick. So make sure y'all tap into our Instagram. We got some content coming to y'all that we are working on. So make sure y'all tap in with Lotta. Also hit the favorito like a burrito. Go ahead, Blue Ninja.
Oh, I'm up.
Yep, you're up.
Alright, so I mean, I feel like really the cost of being the strong one. Everybody wants to see like strength as
No,
just
just
like
introduce
physical.
yourself. Don't answer yet. Just
Oh, my
just
bad.
introduce yourself. It's okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'm Big Blue Ninja. A little bit about myself is, well, I just like I'm all about quality as much as I am quantity. So I mean, I've done a few things here and there. I don't always cam up, but I'm very much willing to do kind of and put myself out there whenever I can.
All right, awesome. Thank you. CJ?
Everybody know me. I'm just playing. No, I'm CJ.
Humble yourself, my boy.
I'm CJ. You can catch me uh, on here and other places as well. We're not gonna promote them, but yeah, you
No,
can
it's
catch me on here.
okay. We have a whole link for it. It's okay.
Well, you can catch. Hold on. You can catch me on the this side, on the other side. I DJ from time to time. If you need DJ for a party, hit me up. Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to hit me. Anyway, anytime. I got you.
Well, I am Jen
Yeah.
and Juice. I am the host of this show right here, right now, every other Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, you guys can catch me late nights into early mornings. Like I said just a minute ago, I got some content that I'm working on with Lotta, so we can get you kind of the uncut version of what we talk about here on the show. A little spicy, little, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tap in with both of us. And then I do have a show that I'm also working on with Classic Gentlemen called His and Hers. That'll be coming at you. We're kind of working on a day and time. I think it's going to be Fridays at midnight. So make sure y'all tap in with that. And then other than that, I do have a lot more content that is coming to y'all. Listen, I'm a content creator, okay? I'm not just a streamer. I don't just hit the live button. I'm very much content based, so make sure y'all tap into my Instagram and stuff. If you follow, that's Automatic Bouncer. If you follow my Instagram, appreciate you. Don't just do it to get a follow. I want to know that you're actually interacting. And don't ask me if I'm single on the hot seat question post. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get started.
I'm a bouncer. That's crazy.
For a lot of people, strength wasn't a choice. It was something you learned early. You learned how to push through, how to show up, how to keep going even when you were tired, hurt, or overwhelmed. And somewhere along the way, being strong became your role. So I want to start here. When did you first realize you were expected to be the strong one?
I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a draw straws.
Ladies first.
So I got to take it back a lot of years. I mean, I realized I was the strong one probably at like 15. I had to, I was like being a mom to a brother. I mean, if he felt like my son, but obviously that's my brother. But, because my mom was working like 3 jobs. So I had to literally run a household at like 15. And so, yeah, I was, a mom, even though I was a kid.
And y'all in the comments, don't be afraid to also answer too. This is interactive, y'all. I want to always be able to call on your comment, but we do see them. So make sure y'all interact with us. Y'all can answer the questions as well.
Please do. Sometimes we get a little stoned.
Yes.
So, I would have to say, so I was previously married, and I realized that I had to be the strong one probably after 7 months of being married. And it wasn't truly, honestly revealed at that time. So, I had to learn that even though I came from a a background of, having mom and dad, but this person that I ended up being with, they didn't have a dad, so I had to pick up the slack on that on that side. So, and that first year is always rough. So you know how it is. Needless to say, we ain't gonna go into detail, but yeah, that was an experience that I experienced that I no longer experience.
Okay. Ninja.
All right. Well, I want to say at around probably about I was maybe second grade, so about 7, 8 years old, when I want to say adopted mom pretty much had to leave. Adopted dad because he wasn't doing good. He ended up putting his hands on me, and I ended up trying to fight back, and that was when I had to realize I couldn't. She had to basically because he was the breadwinner, and I grew up in a very much. After that, it was kind of a very much not a. I was divided. I grew up around basically crackers and bikers, and I was like, I'm not like either one of them. So I was like, no. So when I finally had to leave, more recently, my adopted family behind, I still kind of had to continue my journey of having to be the strong one, but having to be the strong one no longer for just them, but also I had to leave and really be the strong one for myself in more recent years.
Okay.
Okay.
So I realized I was chosen to be the strong one the first time I kept going without being asked how I was doing. It wasn't this single dramatic moment, it was a pattern. I noticed it when people leaned on me instead of standing beside me, when my pain was acknowledged quietly, if at all, because I was handling it so well. When I learned how to hold everyone else together while my own chest felt like it was caving in. I realized it when life hit hard and there was no option to fall apart, only to adapt. When I became the problem solver, the emotional anchor, the one who shows up even when empty, strength didn't feel like a gift then. It felt like a responsibility I never volunteered for. And somewhere along the way, I understood I wasn't strong because life was easy. I was strong because someone had to be, and it became me. But there's the part we don't say enough. Being the strong one doesn't mean you don't get tired. It doesn't mean you don't deserve softness, care, or rest. It just means you learned how to survive early and now you're learning how to live without carrying it all alone. And for me, that part right there, I've probably been in survival mode for a bulk of my adulthood. And so for me, like being the strong one, I didn't really have a choice. Like, I would love to have a day where I could lay down that cape and just be woman instead of superwoman. Like, I've craved that day for many years where survival mode wasn't my daily life. And so being the strong one just wasn't a choice. It was a job given to me by life. Forgot. Thank you. Do y'all have anything to say?
No, that was good. That
Okay.
was beautiful.
Yeah, that was really good.
If y'all are just pulling up,
Appreciate that.
that's okay. We have so much more to come. You guys can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Red Room Talk. You got to say it that way or it does not count. We just talked about when you first realized you were expected to be the strong one, and now I want to talk about what the strength cost. Because strength doesn't come free. Sometimes it costs rest. Sometimes it costs softness, and sometimes it costs being seen. And with that being said, the next question is, what has being the strong one cost you emotionally?
Someone else go.
I'll go.
Remind
It
me.
it costed me doing it for myself in the beginning, or put myself first. Um, I lost sight of that, and it put me in a mindset of where I put everybody else first before myself. Like, I give great advice to others, but then sometimes you don't realize that the same advice that you're needing is what you're giving. So I tell people all the time, you can't you can't pour into others, or you can't give to others if you don't feel your own self. So you have to take time for yourself to refuel, to refill yourself, and continue to be able to do what you're doing, and even at a higher level. So you have to put into yourself first. You can't just keep giving and giving and giving and giving. It's kind of like if you had $1,000 and I kept giving y'all a dollar every single day. Eventually, I'm about to run out of $1,000. So I can't. You have to continue to do things for yourself. You have to take that time for yourself, so that way you can continue to grow and do what's right for yourself in order to be able to help those that are close to you. And then sometimes that also gives you a time to evaluate whether the people that you're helping are even worth you giving of yourself. So that's one thing I definitely. Well,
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna go. I feel like I'm gonna just
I
go.
was gonna say you may as well go. I'll go last.
Okay. Um. Okay. So at 15, I mean, I didn't get a childhood. I mean, I couldn't hang with my friends. I was a babysitter Fridays and Saturday nights. So while my brother was running outside, hanging with friends like 7 days a week, I'm stuck in the house
yeah,
making sure everything's okay there, not knowing where he is. Because back then, there were no cell phones. It was just you yell outside your home and pray to God that he comes back. Because if my mom came back, I had to know where he was. And if I don't know, I'm the one getting, you know, my stuff taken away, my phone. Like I had a house phone in my room, like my own line. So, that was constantly taken away from me because I was the one looked at as doing wrong all the time, and it was never my little brother. If I fast forward, I have two kids. I don't have help on the other aspect of that. So if I'm sick, I still have to show up. I have to show up. My body hurts. I still have to be a mom. While this man gets to just say I don't legally have to parent. I mean, how do you say that? Like you do have to parent that, but
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't get self-care days. I have to like sneak those in, and sometimes it spills over when my kids come home. So they're like, "Well, where are you?" And I'm like, "Dang, I'm just trying to, walk around Target and get a mental break. Not necessarily buy anything, but just to like
yeah,
get out of that realm of
Yeah.
being a mom. I don't get to go on vacation without bringing them with me. So that, I need like a babysitter to tag along so I can get that alcoholic break so yeah, I didn't have, but going back, I didn't get to be a 15-year-old. I had to be a mother. So it was like, I felt grown up too fast. And, I think my mom lost sight of that and just said, well, you're supposed to be strong and it's supposed to be like that. And I'm like, no, I got how I was supposed to be, life lessons, whatever from my grandmother. But my mom just told me, yeah, you're strong, you're independent, you don't need anyone. Like, you'll never need somebody. Um, but yeah, so here I am.
Oh,
well, you're doing a smash up job. So
yeah,
keep
definitely.
going.
I guess it's my turn. Okay, so basically, yeah, I want to say I was probably about 11 roughly when my nieces were born, and they were constantly under my care. And I felt like every time I would want to go out and do something, because, that was around the same time I had met, y'all know her on here, my best friend, like who I left my adopted family with, kind of to be a part of her family. But there was always constantly like families wanted me to end up being that missing like puzzle piece to their family when I felt like I was never really a part of my own. Even though I felt like because I had to be the strong one and every single time I would get into trouble, it was always my fault. And I got away with a little bit. But when mom was grandma, basically you went over to grandma's house and you wouldn't get away with shit. Like I actually got whooped with the extension cord if I was bad over at grandma's house because grandma was great grandma. But I ended up trauma bonding with my adopted mother, and I kind of had to in more recent years like leave the whole situation behind and kind of just take a step back and do things for myself. But it did teach me a lot of self reliance, which even though I knew I felt like I really wasn't ready to in the back of my mind, in the frontal lobe of my mind, I was like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm setting boundaries now. Like, they're not really there for me, when I really need them. So I kind of had this push and pull relationship with them. So in turn, it kind of made me really choose, like, dang, okay, my best friend, she's always been there. Like, I was probably like 10 years old when I met my best friend, and her mother and like her kind of basically became my family after that. And then like her stepdad really was like, I got the quote book from him right there, but he really was pretty much like the closest thing I had to a consistent like father, aside from I had a male best friend, and like their family were kind of like took me in, and everything when I would go over there. But it was just like I always kind of want to. I always feel like I don't have the words entirely to say like what I want to say still, but it's like whether it actually is the autism or just things of that nature. I always feel like kind of the cost of being the strong one was basically like I like the words want to come out, but they don't always like want to come out. Like they come out up here, but they don't always come out like in my mouth.
Okay. I get what you're saying, and I definitely I relate a lot to that.
Yeah.
Let me take a drink, Lord. I don't know why. Every time I go to say something, just
Make sure you don't say something out of line.
So being the strong one has cost me the space to be fragile. It cost me the luxury of falling apart without feeling guilty. I learned to swallow my feelings because other people needed me steady, grounded, and unshaken. Over time, I stopped asking for help. Not because I didn't need it, but because I didn't trust that anyone would know how to hold me the way that I held them. It cost me my voice in certain moments. I minimized my pain so I wouldn't be a burden. I stayed quiet when I was hurting because I didn't want to make things heavier for people who were already leaning on me. I became very good at saying, I'm fine, when I wasn't, even to myself. I'm fine. I'm good. Even I think CJ knows this because he'll get so upset when I tell him about something. He's like, why didn't you call me? It cost me softness. I hardened in places that I used to be tender. And I learned how to be hyper independent, to self-soothe and to self-rescue, to expect disappointment before hope. And love started to feel like something I had to earn by being useful instead of something I deserved by just existing. And maybe the deepest cost of all, it made me feel alone in rooms full of people. Seen as capable, reliable, resilient, but rarely asked, who takes care of you? I'm strong, yes, but the strength was built in survival, not safety. And now I'm learning that I don't have to be unbreakable to be worthy. I'm allowed to rest, I'm allowed to need, and I'm allowed to be held too. And that's something for me that is kind of hard to admit because I'm an anchor even for a lot of y'all on here. And that doesn't mean I don't have the space to be there for people, but I think when you're the strong one, people don't even ask if you have the capacity to deal with the trauma they're about to dump on you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh? Huh?
Ooh.
Which is often why if he keeps fix your face. See, CJ, he'll hit me up like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you call me? But for me, it's hard if I know someone's going through something in themselves, and I'm not talking about him specifically, but just in general. I don't want to be that extra added BS that you have to deal with. Because for me, I know I'm an empath, and so I take on other people's emotional baggage as well. Because if you're feeling off or sad, there's people who I know, like, I've helped and I could see when they're frustrated, and it, like, makes me feel frustrated for them because there's nothing I can do to fix it. Like, there's sometimes I have to realize, okay, this isn't something I can change in 5 minutes. So I have to realize, okay, put it in perspective. If you can't change it in 5 minutes, you can't focus on it. And that's something, like, for me, that's very hard because I'm a fixer. My mom always used to tell me, even in dating, she's like, you just want to be Bob the Builder so bad. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. No, I can't. Okay, I cannot. Okay, sorry. Too far.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Always get the fixers. Always get
Yeah,
those.
I
Those are
just
the
want
ones
to be
that.
Bob the Builder so bad. Jen the Builder. But y'all, we know what time it is.
Dang, I was gonna say
Ooh,
something.
don't get scared. Don't get. I'm a little scared. When you hear that sound, that means we are now at our hot seat question segment. Our hot seat question is left up to the fate of the audience. That's right. Ooh, you a mother. Ooh.
Yeah. Someone else.
I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for tonight's episode. If you want your question to be featured on the next week's episode, make sure you go to my profile, click that icon, and follow me on Instagram, and look out for that hot seat question post. So go ahead and enter in the comments who on the panel you want to answer tonight's hot seat question. Mother trucker. Y'all, and don't be quiet. I don't care if you don't even know nobody. Pick a name, okay? Help me out here, okay? I'm struggling, okay? There's 200 people, and then y'all are in here talking, so I just need you to pick somebody's name, or I'm just gonna have to answer myself, and CJ is determined to make me be the one who answers. Oh, you mother...
We'll be right back after these messages.
Oh, no. Hey, no. Let's not vote for me. Hey. Oh, that's only one. Oh, it is the hot seat question. I need a head start. Oh, that's two for me. No. It's okay. Oh, no. What are we doing?
Everyone, not anyone, but... Ooh.
Well, there it is.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Well, we're at a tie, I think, right now, right?
Oh, Lord.
All right, we need a tiebreaker. Princess Shay, pick somebody on the panel. Pick a name.
Oh,
Pick a name. Dr. Seuss,
Come on.
Amy, Dog, somebody.
Ugh.
We need a tiebreaker.
Somebody. We're going to drop the bomb.
Or I'm going to have to flip a coin. I don't want to have to flip a coin. We're waiting for the audience to pick somebody on the panel to answer tonight's hot seat. Are both of y'all answered? Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
Want to do that?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's our alter ego.
So, I'm scared to... I be hating myself when I pick these questions sometimes. So, tonight's question is... What is something you struggle to ask for because people see you as the strong one?
Jen.
Oh, I gotta answer first.
Sure.
Dang!
Go ahead.
I'm still trying to process the question, but
Okay.
It's okay, Lotta. We got you. Jen.
Okay.
Something I struggle to ask for is emotional support without having to justify it. Fix your face. I struggle to say, can you sit with me? Can you check on me without having to reach out first? And can you hold space for me the way I do for everyone else? Because when people see you as the strong one, they assume you've got it handled. That you don't need reassurance, that you don't need softness, patience, or someone to notice when you're not okay.
Okay.
So asking feels awkward, almost like breaking character. I've learned how to be the listener, the fixer, the one who carries things quietly, but asking to be cared for feels vulnerable in a way strength never prepared me for. It feels like I'm asking for too much, even when I'm asking for the bare minimum. What I really struggle to ask for is to be chosen, without proving my worth, without being useful, without being strong first. Because being the strong one taught me how to survive, but it didn't teach me how to receive.
Because I know what it took to say that.
Ooh, I feel like it's going to get emotional. I don't want to cry.
It's all right.
I thought it was going to be you.
It's all right. It's all
It's
right.
two Virgos. It's hard. Like,
It's all right. It's enough room for the both of
But
you.
we're in a safe space.
It's okay. It's enough room for the both of you.
This mixed guy has been begging for me to go. I'm like, she's still talking. Like, I can't interrupt.
He ain't
What's
shitting
going
in
on?
He just wants you to have
Okay,
your thoughts together. That's all. Just have your
I
thoughts.
have them together.
All right, let's go. Let's
Mhm.
ride.
And it's kind of similar. I mean, she gave it so beautifully in like a poem, and it was just so nice. But
So eloquent.
I still struggle to ask for help. I have a small village, but I do not reach out. I don't. It takes me. It like I think I can. I think I can. I think I can, and then I'm like, okay, ooh, the phone is ringing. No one's answering. Okay, I'm just gonna hang up, and then okay, and then my best friend or someone else will call me back, and oh well, what do you need? I hate talking on the phone about things that I need. I don't know, but I still to this day after I mean me and her have been friends since third grade, and it's like I don't know. I'm just afraid of the word no because coming from my mom, it was always no. I don't have it for you, for me, but she had it for my brother. So even like going to my senior trip, I knew she didn't have that money. I didn't even ask. I didn't dare ask for like $3,000 for a trip for like 3 days. Like senior trips are expensive, but I would have liked to go. But I just knew that she didn't have it. 3 jobs, making all the bills plus groceries, and no, So I couldn't wait to get a job. But yeah, so help is one. I mean, anything for my kids, obviously, my mother has that, but I don't dare ask for, you know, anything for myself because the answer's always no, or, when can you pay me back? That was always one thing as like 16, 17, 18, it was always when can you pay me back? And then reminding me like, you owe me whatever. So yeah, but help the big one. I mean,
Hey,
but if we're talking about dating, then it would be like a hug, simple things, just a hug. Like if I
oh,
hug you, hug me back. Like I shouldn't have to ask for that. So it kind of ties into Jen with the bare minimum, which is like a hug. How are you doing? How is your mental? If I'm asking you those things, whether it's talking or texting, why can't you initiate a day? I'm always asking you, how are you doing? Did you eat? Did you like? I shouldn't have to keep checking on you, pounding my hand, and you still haven't reciprocated that part back. So that's when it's like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm always reaching out. I don't want to always reach out. I don't always want to get to you. You come to me. Like, come on.
and this is something I say, especially like this time of year, with the holidays just passed. And I think a lot of people, like, especially because what it's the highest time of year for suicide and such. So I try to make sure I check in, especially during this time of year with my folks. But I have to say this, and I will repeat this anytime we talk about mental health. Not everyone can reach out because so many people, when someone's gone, they're like, "Why didn't they tell me? Why didn't they reach out?" Sometimes it's on you to reach in.
Right.
And I even think about that about someone who I lost recently, and I'm like, dang, why didn't they just reach out to me? But some people don't have the capacity, they don't have the luxury or the strength inside to even reach out to someone when they're feeling a certain way. And thankfully, I do have friends that check on me here and there, and you know what I'm saying? Look at him, fix your face.
A little
Fix your
something,
face.
something.
Oh,
Bring a
he'll
little
even
something.
cuss me out if I don't. But it is tough. It's tough when you're the emotional anchor for a lot of people. It's tough
Yeah.
to say that the strong one is not good today. And it's almost like, for me, it's almost like a failure in a way because I am the strong one for people. If I admit that I'm not okay, then I'm going to fail a lot of people because I'm the one they look towards as like that pillar of strength. And so admitting that, it's like almost a shameful thing for me. That's why even I got a little emotional, cuz that's hard for me to admit that I'm not always okay.
Right.
And they say it's okay to not be okay, but no, it's not. It's not okay to not be okay. It's not. For me. Because if I admit that I'm not okay, then something has failed me in some way, whether it's life or something, and it's not okay, but you will be okay. And that's something we
Yeah.
have to look for. If it's something you're still working on, for me, I'm forever changing. I'm forever growing. And whenever I feel that there's something in my heart that I feel is unfixed, or something where I know that I have, like, even like tonight, feeling emotional about that, I know that's a pain point that I have to work on. Because if you still cry about it, it still hurts. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for me, even in like past relationships, they say if you can talk about it, if you can't talk about it and not cry, you're not over it. So tonight, even like, that was kind of an eye opener for me, that that's still a pain point that I have to work on. I'm very self aware, and being self aware is not always a good thing, because you can be self aware and still ignore those parts that you know are there. You're just, we know they're there. You know, it's gonna leave them sitting on the
Yep.
counter. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, not so great all the time. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. You guys haven't missed much. We just talked about when you first became the strong one, what it cost you emotionally, and we just did the hot seat question. And honestly, if you missed that part, well, you should have been here. But now I want to talk about identity. When you've been the strong one for so long, people get comfortable with you carrying things, and sometimes you don't even realize how much you're holding until you try to put something down. And so this next question is, how has being the strong one shaped the way people show up for you? How has being the strong one shaped the way people show up for you? It didn't sound right when I said it the first time.
I'll go first. They don't. Only my newer friends that I've cultivated over the past couple years have shown up.
Sorry, I had to do back to you. Okay, sorry.
I ain't worried about your new friends. You already know what that is. So, yeah, they don't show up. I probably have 3 family members that consistently show up, and I have 2 friends locally that live near me that have shown up since I moved where I moved to. So, other than that, all the people that have really ever showed up for me are people that I've met online, and I hold them very close because not everybody who is physically around you wants to see you elevate or win or progress or get to a status or a point in your life where you're like, man, do I really need you around? Are you really, what are you doing to support? What are we doing to support each other? Because I hate to say, what are you doing to support me? Because it sounds so one sided. But what are we doing to uplift each other? If I can't call you and tell you that you messing up or vice versa, we don't even need to be around each other. So yeah, I still hold to that. I have a few select people from the past, but I have a lot more newer people going towards the future. So yeah, and cut some off
Ain't nothing to cut
fully,
that. Oh, sorry.
male or female, no matter who it is.
I'll go. Um, it's kind of a small piggyback to CJ. You know, I mean, this was a previous show that I was on for Jen, and yeah, so I tried somebody off of here, and that was a disaster twice. And it was just like, we're both on here. We're on for a reason. I mean, we started on POF, and she was rising higher than me, and I was always the cheerleader. Yeah, 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 rah, rah, shish kumbah, and all that great stuff. But then when it was my turn on tagged, it was, being disrespectful to people coming in, constantly in the box, just like, dictating it, just negative stuff. And it's like, you don't have to do that. And then it was like, the unfolding of business and drama. I'm like, this is not how my life goes. And even in person, even off the app, like I'd be streaming, there's negative things happening, you're talking negative, in the car. And then off the app, totally. It was just, not trying to really see me win, even to guys. Like it was like, oh, well, he likes you. Well, that's impossible. I'm like, well, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Like,
Excuse me,
how do you get
you
that?
know,
Like, guys hitting on you. I'm
hello?
fine. What you mean? I'm fine.
Like I am a vibe, like whatever, but okay. And but other than that, it's like I have a few family members. My two friends, one from third grade, one from high school. We still kick it, we hang. Unfortunately I do live a little further, and they're in the medical field doing their thing, and I'm just kind of multiple streams of income everywhere, so we catch up. But as far as new ladies, not too many. I mean, I have more girlies on here than I do in real life. I mean, it's almost like I need to fly places to see people. I feel like 2026 I'll be flying around, hey, but that might be better than just locally, and that's okay too. But yeah, as far as like being checked on, mm, by those people I mentioned, yes, but you know, other people, no.
Other people
Mm-mm.
know.
Okay.
Your turn.
Yep. All right. So wait, I'm lost a little bit. Wait, what was the question?
How has being the strong one
How
shaped
has
the way
being
people show up for you?
Okay. Yeah, that one's. Let's see. It just really forced me to kind of be a little more selective, really, because I always knew that being able to be the strong one, it really wasn't something that was always really understood, and understanding like that I wasn't used to, especially when I came where I'm at now. Like the last couple of years of living my living situation now, I wasn't used to even really being celebrated. Like my adopted family, it was kind of have this push and pull relationship with them, and the only person who ever really celebrated me, she's always either here or she's not here, and that was my best friend. And again, she's either always here or she's not. But now again, like kind of piggybacking, she's trying to be a whole. She's always done stuff in the medical field, right? So right now she's actually trying to be a full blown doctor instead of actually being a nurse or a caregiver. Like she's going for her full blown doctorate instead of going for. But yeah. Anyways, it's just I'm not used to being kind of celebrated as I am like right now. And it kind of forced me to be able to take a step back and really look back at myself and be more selective with, who I am. And it kind of felt like my image in other people's eyes was kind of like changed, instead of being like, okay, well, he has to be the strong one now. He kind of can be the strong one, for himself as well. So it just really changed a lot. Like my whole perspective really changed. And it's not like we aren't allowed to be soft, and I really had to be able to understand that I'm allowed to be able to be soft and everything. I'm allowed to openly break down and like, let people know that I'm fine, or not try to hide like from people when, I really needed someone to talk to. And I even openly, like, some of the last things that I said to my adopted mom was, I really didn't need to be, trauma bonding with you. I just needed a freaking hug. And I didn't always know how to ask. I was standing there with my arms open, and you kind of just walked by and shit, and it really fucked me up. But yeah,
I would give you a hug right now if I could. Let me tell you, because that's something I really resonate with, especially if
yeah,
I go through like months or sometimes longer. And I realize, I'm like, man, I haven't even had a hug. And people don't realize how much even just like physical touch, and I'm not meaning in a sexual bit way, but just a hug
right,
can
yeah,
feel like someone holds it all together. And so, like, I've heard that from both of y'all. So it's something I definitely resonate with. Just a hug can feel like it's a healing moment. And that's often how I
yeah,
measure someone's energy too. Like, especially when it comes to like romantically, that hug, that first kiss, those are things I measure. That feeling of safety with someone. Like a hug you can feel someone's
Mhm.
energy within them. So I definitely
Yeah.
relate. That's the word I was looking for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. So it's my turn. Hold on. I feel like it gets to me and I just be, why do I do this to myself sometimes? The way these,
You the one come up with the question.
I know, but I see it. They're meant to make you feel something. I forget, Lord.
We
But
just in
being
your
the
world.
strong one has shaped the way people show up for me in a quiet but painful way. People show up after I ask and rarely before. And we already know that's something that's hard for me to even do is ask. They assume I'll speak up if I need something, not realizing how hard it is for me to do that. They mistake my silence for strength, my composure for capacity, and my resilience for immunity. People lean on me easily, confidently, and they'll come to me with their chaos, their emotion, their crisis because they know I can handle it. But when it comes to showing up for me, there's hesitation, uncertainty, and a subtle distance, as if my strength makes them unsure where they fit. I'm often supported in words, not in action. I get praise instead of presence and admiration instead of care. You're so strong instead of I've got you. And sometimes people disappear when I finally let my guard down because they were comfortable with my strength, not my vulnerability. They liked me best when I didn't need anything. So being the strong one taught people that I don't require tending to, that I'm self-sustaining, and that I'll be okay no matter what. But the truth
Mhm.
is, I don't need less support because I'm strong. I need intentional support because I'm tired of being the one who always holds everyone else together. Strength kept me standing, but connection is what I'm still learning to ask for. And that's not saying I don't have people who are there for me. I very much do. But sometimes understanding that for me, that letting someone know is harder than them actually being there.
Mhm.
Because that's
Yeah.
like the shame part. That's where the shame, the guilt, even, especially if I know you're going through something, me admitting or expressing that I need something, it's almost like a shameful thing, or like I'm like saying that I'm not as strong as I know that I am. It's like admitting a defeat in a way. And so it shaped the way people show up because sometimes they just don't. They just don't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. It's not okay. Okay, you should have been here. Okay, because this is a phenomenal show tonight. We have some phenomenal people right here on the cast with you guys. But you guys have not missed everything. You guys can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk. We've talked about when you first became the strong one, what it cost you emotionally, how people see you, and now I want to talk about boundaries. That's right.
Oh,
this,
yeah.
this is the hard one. Strength often gets mistaken for availability, for endurance, for unlimited capacity, and that can make it hard to say no. So, this question is, what boundary have you had to learn to set because being strong became expected?
Mm.
All right. I guess I'll go first.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, the boundary would be to be able to realize that it's okay to retreat when I'm not okay, but at the same time, be able to be open and honest, like with who I'm actually talking to, no matter like if it's a friend, a family member, things of that nature. Because as I say now, I don't really have family. I got friends that basically over time now they are my family. Like so, I really kind of had to learn a little bit about myself in order to retreat, in order to say, okay, it's okay to say no. But at the same time, you got to understand that even if they get pissed off and they say, like, they get mad that you say no, I couldn't really be everybody's yes man anymore. You know, that was the boundary that I had to set, really.
That's a good one. That was a good one. I can definitely relate.
Hmm.
I think it's
CJ.
really,
Oh, go ahead.
I'll go.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it really is no. I just don't have it. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I've always been a genuine person. A lot of people mistaken that as I buy friends or, I'm looking to, buying friendships. No, I like, hey, you want to go to lunch? I got it. I'll pay for it. It's cool. I'm not looking for the return. It's you're my friend, we're rocking out, like by now you should know how I am. If you don't, then I think you need to go back and read my like who I am, and then reapply. So that goes to like off of here, it goes to on here. If you don't know who I am, then I think you got to go back to the catalog and see. Like I'm not clocking any of your expenditures. I'm not doing that. I just see if it makes sense, and that's it. But but as far as like in person, it's the same way. It's like I got it, but I had to learn like it's okay to shut my wallet and see. So if I shut my wallet, are you going to do for me? Are you gonna, if we're exchanging, say, manicures, is it your turn to pay, or is it always on me? Like, can I close my purse and someone's gonna pay? So that was one quality from the girl. We did go back and forth, like nails and feet, nails and So that was some things, she bought me clothes, I bought her clothes, whatever. But how many people can I shut it to? And let's see what's gonna happen. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
What boundary have you had to
Have
learn
you
to
had to?
set because being the strong one became expected?
Um, so this is actually something that I'm working on within myself. Uh, I guess I'll just reply to this. So it's kind of similar to Lada's comment, except uh, more of in a relationship style. Um, I'm an extremely giving person, and I get that from my mother. Um, and I I won't say I fault her for that, but I fault myself for being too giving, and then to a point of where it seems that people just want all the time. And if I'm with you, I'm gonna do everything. I'm not going. I don't expect nothing in return. I don't care if you decide to do something later down the road, or the next day, the next hour, the next 30 minutes, the next year, the next 2 years. No matter. But I've had to learn from of other relationships that I have been in that there are truly people out there that will just take, 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 and take even more. And then even when you cut them off, I've had somebody circle around and try to take it again, which is wild. So that's one thing that I have had to learn is to say, hold on, hold off. If you're talking to someone or you're getting to know them, don't start jumping straight out your wallet, or don't start jumping straight out of your resources. You can't even say wallet. Just say your resources, because you don't know if that person that you're talking to has that same mindset because they could be very well not be like that. They could be like, why is he buying me? Is he trying to buy me or is he trying to do this? What is his
Mhm.
angle of trying to do all of this? Is this to I've had one person tell me that they had a person buy them stuff and then after the relationship was over, they asked for all of it back, which is wild. How do you give somebody something 2, 3 years ago and you ask for it back? It's
That's just to
wild.
hurt you in some way. That's a
Yeah.
manipulation
And
tactic.
so me, myself, I've had to reassure them I would never ask. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I bought you a $5,000 purse. I'm not asking for
Sure.
nothing back. My
Mhm.
former wife,
You
she
just gave
still
me a
has the
core memory
my
trauma.
former wife, she still has the ring that I gave her when I proposed to her. I don't want it back. What am I gonna do with it? I'm not about to give that to another female. That's disrespectful. So
Right.
learning all of that and getting to the point where I am now, a lot of things have been, I guess you could say, consolidated to where there's certain times when I will do certain things
Right.
to pay attention and watch. So I'm a little more mindful, well, even more mindful now than I was.
There's a saying that says, make sure they fall in love with your heart before they fall in love with your hand.
Yeah, it, it's okay to do certain things here and there, but when that's all it's based off of from the very beginning, it's a setup for failure.
Hmm.
Period.
Let me just say this before I answer. That's why a lot of y'all, when I see men and you have pictures holding money, I be feeling so sad for the thought that you feel you have to do that because then you get mad if someone looks at you for your wallet, but you are advertising, please use me. But, anyways,
Can I say one thing right
sure.
before you go? I'm gonna say this for all the fellas, and even if y'all know this or not, don't use money to get to a woman's heart. It don't mean nothing. You can have 10 bands sitting right in front of her, and that can mean nothing at all. And I'm saying that from experience.
Right.
It don't mean nothing. It all matters what comes out of here and what
Hmm.
comes from here.
Even to your clothes, your shoes, your
All
hats.
that. It don't
I
none of
don't
that.
care about none of that.
You
I
could
don't care.
wear a full outfit from Walmart and still pull a baddie.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. These
Hmm.
clothes, all that other stuff, you save all that for when y'all get into the deeper things,
Hmm.
Hmm.
I agree.
please.
Yep.
So, I've had to learn to set the boundary that I am not automatically available just because I'm capable. For a long time, people treated my strength like an open door. If I could handle it, I should. And if I didn't say no, it was assumed I was fine. My emotional labor became expected, not appreciated, like I existed to absorb, fix, reassure, and stabilize when everything got heavy. So the boundary I had to learn was this: I don't owe access to my energy, my time, or my emotional capacity just because I've carried things well in the past. I've had to learn to say, I can't hold this right now. I need rest before I can show up, and I'm not the right person for this today. And the hardest part is letting people be uncomfortable with that. Letting them adjust to a version of me that doesn't overextend, overfunction, or self abandon just to keep the peace. Being strong taught people I was limitless. Setting boundaries taught me that I'm human. Strength without boundaries was survival, but strength with boundaries is self respect. And I feel like every time I said yes when I wanted to say no, I was disrespecting myself. And in a relationship that taught other people, especially in relationships, I should say, not just romantically, but friendships, it taught them that I will abandon my own self love and self respect for other people. And you teach people how to treat you. This is actually a podcast. Make sure you guys show up every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, for me, it was it was saying yes a lot of times when I really wanted to say no. And even now, I still do it, but I've allowed myself, and especially on this platform, to say no. Like, I remember, especially when I lost my pop, and people be like, oh, can you be on this show or can you be on this show? And I had to say, I'm sorry, but I don't have it emotionally in me to be able to do anything more than just what I do. And it was showing people that I am not abandoning my self respect or self love, because now I can just say no. And let me tell you, no has become one of my favorite words. It truly has. At first, it was really hard to say, and then it became a heck of a lot easier the more I said it. It's like practicing. I had to literally practice, sometimes even in the mirror, or I would have to, like, I don't know, I'm sure you do this a lot of, because we're overthinkers. You have like those fake arguments or those fake fights ahead of time before
Mm-hmm.
you actually
Yep.
have them. And sometimes you'd be hurting your own
Yeah.
feelings because you would assume that it's going to go the worst way possible.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for me, just learning to tell me no, we fine. No, I said no.
Nope.
But no.
She don't mean it.
It's hard though. Like, it's something like saying no, and I think a lot of times when we say no, why we is because we are not as confident in that relationship as we should be. Because if you feel confident in that relationship, like, I know I can tell CJ no about something, or he could tell me no, and we know at the end of the day, I'm still gonna tell you what. Oh, I'm still gonna tell your ass you got a big head tomorrow, and I still love you. You know what I'm saying? I can say it now. It's 11 o'clock. So I know that I can still tell him no, and we're still gonna be friends at the end of it, because he knows if I'm saying no, it's because I just don't got it right now, and I'm not talking about monetarily, but I just don't have it in me to do whatever it is. And same for him. If he says no, he might be going. Fix your face.
You better not tell me no. I'm gonna blow your phone up.
I said no. Okay.
I don't care how you deliver it. It's gonna be delivered hot and ready. How about that?
Yeah.
On a silver platter.
But y'all, if y'all are just pulling up, you're right on time. We're almost at the end. We talked about when you first became the strong one, what the strength has cost you, how people show up for you, and the boundaries you've had to set along the way. And so, for the last question, we're going to talk about release. At some point, strength has to evolve. It can't just be about surviving. It has to include rest, softness, and support. And I feel like I am a whole Super Saiyan over here. Kameha! Sorry, I had to do it. So the last question is, what does strength look like for you now compared to before?
I go first
Okay.
since we passed the time. Standing on all 10 motherfucking toes and telling motherfuckers no all 2026 until I leave this fucking earth.
I love the all roll
On my
on part.
mama,
On my mama. On
on
my
Oh
Patricia
my
Faye,
lord.
all day, every day. At the end of the day, I'm so cool. I go to the pool and the water don't move. So now, that's how cool I'm off of people. Y'all turn.
Okay. Um, I'm not. I really still don't feel the word no though. It sounded nice in here. It did. But, yeah. If it's on here, then I mean, slowly but surely,
No.
I said no.
I
It's
said,
hard.
You know what? This
It's
is gonna be
so
something this year we're both gonna help each other work on, because I feel like it takes sometimes it takes a village to, like, I could tell you, Sugar, she has made me so much more mean than I was before. And I don't really mean mean, but more assertive. I used to be afraid to
hard.
tell people what's up. Now I really don't give a damn. So it's something, it takes practice. The more you say it, the easier it gets.
I don't know.
And I like
I
that
still
for
think I'm
me.
like a big softy on the
I am
inside. I
too,
don't know.
okay? But
And
sometimes
it's
you got to fake it to
hard. And
make
it's
it.
like people keep stirring me up on here. And I just want to go back to my like quietness. But I did learn that, you look at like, I don't know, daily people and you go back to those and then you see some, familiarity folk and you say hi. But then you have the creepers, the ones that are telling you to, just jump right in on it. And, it's just like, but what are you going to do for me? Or I'm just going to leave and I'm just going to unfave you. But if it's real life, it's, I need help. I need a hug. Um, you know, you coming over here? You gonna pick me up? You gotta ride. Vroom vroom. I should be getting in your car. You shouldn't be getting in mine. So if it's like off of here, then I'm gonna need you to pull up. Because that's why I asked the questions. Do you drive? Do you have a license? And do you have a car? Because you can have a car and no license. You can drive without one. You can, I don't know, you're used to public transportation, but I'm going to need you to show up first before I do that.
Listen, I'm gonna
Like,
say
I
And
don't
this.
what?
want to drive to you.
I
And
think
if
we need
it's,
to date pizza delivery drivers because we know they have a car and they have a job.
yeah, Grubhub or DoorDash, the car
That was a
drivers.
joke.
If
My
they
bad. My
okay,
bad. My
Because
bad.
let me
go
tell you something. There was
go
a
ahead.
fine motherfucker that came to the door. I was like, "Excuse me, you can hand me my bag, sir. Hello?
Yeah, and he
Where
hand
you
you that bag.
go? You
Hold on,
already down the hall.
he
Come
hand
back,
you wait,
come
he hand you that bag,
Like,
and
what
then
was
he
it? I
going
want to
straight back to a
that
scooter.
one post. Sorry, I don't mean to cut anybody off, but that one post on Instagram where it was like the Uber driver and he had the girl in the back seat and he's like, "Oh, this is my brother's car or whatever. It was his car or whatever." But like, she ended up really being into him. Like, she was really into just the fact that he was just being genuine. He was being himself.
back.
Yeah.
Like, and he was
Yeah.
really surprised that she was actually into him. But they ended up, I guess, having a whole thing.
You
See?
know what I was gonna
Okay.
say?
So it
Hey,
happens.
If
the car action's coming back. That's
if
that's
Yeah.
something from back in the times, but all that stuff is coming back.
Look,
look,
if
if
you
you
have
want,
to walk on your Lamborghinis, that's what you finna do. If you want gin and juice.
For
Oh, I'm
real, you better
I
sorry.
take
was
the
That
just
just
bus and
rhymed. I don't
walk.
know. It was bars. Bars. Damn it.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just be nice. If you want to be nice about it, just send them this. Just put them that. There you go.
Hey,
Be
you know what?
nice. Send them
That
that.
used to, hey, that
Yeah,
actually used to be my profile picture. Hey, Patrick, I'm not
yeah.
that high. I'm just under a fucking
Oh,
rainbow.
No.
I think
All right,
it's whose
so
turn is it now? I don't even know.
is it my turn? I
I
think it
think
was
it's
my
your
turn,
turn.
right?
Yeah.
It's Ninja's turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, learning the difference between actually being nice and being kind. Because the difference between being like, I had to view this differently and say, hey, if nice is kind of like you expect something out of somebody, right? When you gave something. But kindness is just because you want to do it out of genuineness. You don't expect shit back. You don't expect anything back if you're being kind and you're doing it from your heart. You really
Mm-hmm.
don't expect shit back. And that's why I feel like I hate it when people tell me like I'm gonna pay you back, and just I don't expect it because I'm like, it
right,
is what it is.
right.
But at the same time, like the moment you say it, it's like, damn, don't even worry about it. Like if we're all at the same fucking table, we're gonna eat. Whether I got money, you got money, it don't really matter. It ain't about the money. Like it's about we all sitting there, we all eating. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 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 right.
So, before strength looked like endurance. It looked like staying quiet and pushing through, like carrying everything without letting it show. Like being dependable no matter the cost to myself. Strength meant not needing, not breaking, not slowing down. It meant surviving alone if necessary. But now, strength looks completely different. Strength looks like honesty, admitting when I'm not okay instead of masking it. It looks like boundaries even when they disappoint people. It looks like resting without guilt and choosing myself without explaining it away. Because that's one of my things I feel like I have to over explain of why I need what I need or why I need to crash out or why whatever. I always feel like I have to explain that. And strength now is allowing myself to be seen in my softness. It's asking for support instead of proving that I can handle it. It's trusting that I don't have to earn care by being useful or unbreakable. Before, strength kept me standing. Now, strength is what's teaching me how to feel safe enough to sit my ass down. It's no longer about how much I can carry. It's about how intentionally I choose what belongs to me, and that is respect. And I
Right.
don't ask for it anymore. I demand it. And if you don't respect my boundaries,
Yep.
you gotta go.
RESPCT.
Yep.
But
I even wrote a poem about that shit too. I was like, okay, there was a couple of them I wrote, and why one of them why was actually why I hate used to absolutely hate the phrase "a penny for your thoughts," and another one was basically how like the world really ruins beautiful things, and another one I want to say it was just a random one, but the beautiful things one kind of ties in with forget what the title of the other one was, but it was basically like it ends with respect. You know, I think it was the beautiful things one, but it ends up with respect and understanding above all else, no matter how you afraid you are of something, or it was basically a one basically on why we're so afraid to do something or afraid of something in general. It was basically a one on fear in itself,
mm-hmm,
because all fears really stem from the one, which is the fear of the unknown.
mm-hmm, I agree. If y'all are just pulling up, you're late. Okay, it's over, but that's
Latest,
okay. You guys can
latest.
find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Red Room Talk. Tonight's topic was the cost of being the strong one. And as we close out tonight, I want to leave you with this quote because we always end with a quote of some sort of healing. Strength is not carrying everything alone. Strength is knowing when you no longer have to. Y'all, before we wrap up, I do want to give my panel a moment to reintroduce themselves and let you know where you can find them, please. And of course, ladies first. I seen her wince like, ah, God.
So I'm out of vibes. I took a nice little break, which I probably shouldn't have, but I've been back full time streaming again. Um, Definitely going to unveil a lot of things. Um, it was mentioned earlier for those who were not here from the beginning. Me and Jen have been working on a show for quite a while. I am reinventing a game night that I had when I was on here. And there'll be other things that you will see. I don't know if there'll be another jacket, but who knows? You never know. But yes, so catch me. I'm here Monday. I'm here, every day of the week, mornings, evenings, or I will pop up in your live and say hello. So that is me.
Ninja. Your turn, Ninja.
No, me.
Yes.
Or okay, all right. So I mean, I guess I'm Big Blue Ninja. I've always been kind of like the guy who I would say is the comment hoe. Like that's how I am. Like not the comment hoe, the comment hoe. Like I'm always in here being the last person to always say whatever's in the comments, no matter what it is, even if it's some dumb silly shit. It's always me being the last one in the comments, no matter what. And that's always me. And you can always find me in the comments. You rarely ever find me live, but when you do, if you don't catch me, I'm usually only live for like an hour or two. To be honest, like that's really my capacity where it really stands. I'm only able to be because even though I want to go live here and then go live on TikTok and everywhere else, it really doesn't. I'm like shit. By the time I want to do all that, I usually plan for the day to do so, and it usually doesn't work. But I'm usually in somebody's comment section either way, being the only one pretty much active no matter what. That's how I always say the same version of me you get online is the same one you get offline. I just may be a little more like stand backish, like not entirely in a bad way, but I read the room before I do things, and as I walk in it, because it's just how I am. And you could find me whenever you find me. As I say, when I'm here, I'm here. When I'm not, I'm not. Don't ask me too much, but don't ask enough. There's a fine line. There's a balance.
Appreciate that. And I can tell you, he'll reassure you. He'll be like, I'm still here. And I love that about him.
Yeah, I'm very punctual. I used to be literally like, I got 10 minutes left. That's it. That's it. Like I'm leaving in 10 minutes. I gotta go to work.
CJ.
That's
I
punctual.
literally count
I
down the minutes and everything.
I gotta figure out how to be a comment DJ. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nah, CJ DJ or DJ Slapback, whichever one you want to call me. You can catch me here or over there. Follow me on Instagram. I have a couple of different Instagrams, so if you find the one that's in my bio on here, you'll find me. Um, I DJ everything: bar mitzvahs, funerals, everything. We do it all. Ain't nothing small. We do it all. Yep. So, catch me anytime.
Not the funeral, Lord. I am Jen and Juice. Y'all can catch me every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm the host of this show, of course. But like a lot of just said, we have some content coming to you, and I do have content coming with Classic Gentlemen. It's a show called His and Hers. It's when logic meets emotion. So we'll have some good topics there. And then I have a few other things up my sleeve, so make sure y'all tap in onto my Instagram. Please hit me with a follow on Instagram. We're trying to hit 3,000 followers at this point, so I would appreciate a follow on there. And yeah. And of course, I always sign off with be kind to your heart, mind your energy, and if it don't serve you, don't sip it. I'll see y'all next Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here in the Red Room. And then I'm going to play a little ditty. No ditty.
Diddy in jail.
For a little while. Nobody's in Jersey though.
In the Red Room, stories unwind. Jen and Juice got that open mind. Hearts connect at 10:30. Every Saturday once again.